I had to put a presentation together in Singapore, and the concluding remarks had to be something that nobody else in that room could say. I was the only president of a bid that had been through the Olympic experience. And the film that we commissioned was really a synthesis of those 2 years, of the teamwork, of the vision, of the passion, of the competence, but primarily about people. This was not a construction project. You do not sell a mobile phone anymore because one mobile phone has 24 more functions than the next one. You sell it on people. Mobile phones are being sold because you want to connect a father with a daughter 7 time zones away so they can read a bedtime story. This has to be about people. This is what the next 7 years is about. This is what this bid was about. He's standing in the Olympic Stadium in Athens about a week and a half before the opening ceremony. And he engages in conversation, the one guy whose job it seems to be to nail the seats in place. And given that about 70% of the stadium at that point did not have seats, he thought it was not an unreasonable question to ask, is it going to be ready on time? And the Greek guy, baseball cap, hammer in his hand, turned to him and he said, looked around, he said, could you tell me the date of the opening ceremony? And so Denny Oswald looked back at him slightly nervously and said, well, it's August the 13th. And the guy looked back around the stadium and he said, is that morning or afternoon? And then he said, well, actually, it's the evening. And the guy went, yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be okay. It was. You didn't lean up against anything too firmly, and there was a distinct whiff of wet paint everywhere. But I hope that I can give Denny a smoother ride over the next 7 years than he had in Athens. This was an extraordinary team that came together for an extraordinary set of circumstances. This is the best example of teamwork that I have ever been involved in, and I've competed in some of the best talented athletics teams in the history of this country. These were people that came together.